ABC Action News anchor Lee Conklin. First, with what's happening behind the headlines. And Take 3, our panel of political analysts.
And good morning, everyone. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Hope you have a great day today with family and friends. On this Sunday on Conklin and Company, no Take 3. We'll welcome back our political analysts next week. But we have three special guests today. First of all, never content to rest on its laurels, the Toledo Zoo moving forward with some ambitious projects, some not finished for quite a while, others which are going to have their grand openings coming up in just a couple of weeks. Executive Director Jeff Saylor will join us a little bit later. Also, Best Place, Point Place, and some special events coming up this summer in conjunction with the Point Place Legacy Community Foundation. The president of that organization, Bob Nisley, in studio a little bit later. But first, the man who really uses the power of fitness to change lives. It changed his life some 21 years ago for the better. And maybe you've seen him run around these parts for a number of years. For doing things that have really changed countless lives over the years. Todd Crandall is the founder of Racing for Recovery. He's in studio this morning. It's great to have you on the show, Todd.
Pleasure, Lee. Pleasure.
Been a long time. I can't believe we haven't had you on to talk about your effort before, but it's great to have you on today.
Like we said, I've made it to the big time
Yeah,
now.
you have. We always joke that you've arrived when you made it to this show.
That's right.
And you're on Mother's Day. You're here on a Mother's Day edition. The weather should be pretty good today, and a lot of folks are going to get out and enjoy what should be a great day to work out today.
Excellent.
Yeah. I'm glad you dressed this way because you make me feel more comfortable.
Well, I should look like that, but that's not me.
I mean, that's great. I think it's part of who you are.
Yeah, this
right?
is me.
Yeah, and that's 21 years ago you founded Racing for Recovery, or at least that was the start of what became Racing for Recovery.
Correct. 21 years ago, I made the best decision of my life, and that was to stop using drugs and alcohol to destroy myself. And then in 2001, I formed Racing for Recovery to give it back and help others.
Yeah, and maybe you can go back. You've got numerous books, and we're going to show folks your website, which is pretty amazing. I mean, you document pretty much everything Racing for Recovery is all about. But take us back to April 15th, 1993, if you can, how your life changed.
Well, actually, I'm going to do this. Since it's Mother's Day, really where my story begins is my real mother committed suicide from her own drug and alcohol addiction that led me on an emotional level. I was 3.5, yeah. That was the catalyst for me at the age of 13 to make a decision to use drugs to deal with emotional hurts. On April 15th of 1993, I received my third and final drunk driving charge and blew a .36 on a breathalyzer. And I believe
over 3 times the legal limit.
Yes, 4.0 was
.08.
comatose.
Yeah.
But I said, that's it. This is over. It's been 13 years of destructive behavior, and that was it.
And then 6 years later, or what, 8 years later, Racing for Recovery started?
2001. So, after I had ironically became a pharmaceutical sales rep and dressed like that, got my education from Lourdes University, married, had a family, and started picking up my athletic abilities again and doing Ironmans. The local Toledo Blade ran a story about my life, and the response was pretty good. And I thought, let's do something to help some people, and thus formed Racing for Recovery.
Yeah, and you were a hockey player, right? You had some promising prospects as a hockey player, correct?
Yes. Hockey was my thing to help me deal with my insecurities as a young kid. And I thought literally I was going to be a professional hockey player and be a drug-free person, and didn't go that way. That wasn't my path.
Interesting, Todd, that you said you just stopped on your own. You said one day, that's it, I'm done. You mentioned that day.
Yes.
Others go other avenues. Go other ways. And you turned that into a book. There are, a number of ways or different ways to get to Cleveland was the title of your book, right?
Correct. I believe that everybody, and regardless if it's addiction or you want to stop eating poorly or if you want to go back to school, whatever, we have to hit some point and say, I want to make a change. And when you're ready to make that change for yourself, that's when a new life will begin. And for me, it was 21 years ago.
Yeah, when you hit nearly .4.
Yes.
But what was it about exercise that you said, okay, I'm going to use this exercise as my avenue to help me stay off drugs and alcohol?
Ironically, even during my addiction, I always tried to present an outward appearance of physical fitness.
Yeah, a lot of fit people who who are heavy drinkers or drug users. I mean,
Yeah.
or not fit. I shouldn't say fit because they're really not fit. But
No, I was not
Yeah,
fit. I
yeah.
gave the appearance that I was a fit person, but I wasn't. So when I stopped using drugs, I immediately went back to what I had known that worked for me as a kid, and that was athletics and being fit. And I immediately started utilizing that as a catalyst then to get better emotionally, spiritually, intellectually, and I've been doing the same thing for 21 years.
is it a battle still every day for you?
No.
No.
The urge to use drugs has never occurred to me since I stopped. Now, have I battled other emotional hurts along the way? Yes, that's part of recovery. But drugs and alcohol do not play a part
Yeah.
of my life anymore.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, every day. Why? I got to ask you. I love to run. People know that.
Yep.
Play basketball and what have you. I love baseball, the game. But this is a different animal that you embarked on here. The triathlons, the duathlons, the Ironman competitions, and you took even that to another extreme. Not just my goal is to do a marathon or a triathlon. Your goal, you did an Ironman 1 week and did another Ironman 6 days later. I mean, why the extreme, Todd Crandall?
I'm an extremist with everything that
Really,
I
I can't
do.
tell.
No, right? Everything that I do, I want to do the most that I can. I don't believe in doing something half-heartedly. So when I decided to do the triathlon, it was what's the biggest one to do,
Yeah.
and it was the Ironman, and then the Ultraman. And
Yeah, the Ultraman, that's what I was thinking. What is the Ultraman?
the Ultraman is a 3-day event. The first day we swim 6.2 miles and bike 90 miles. The second day we ride 172 miles. And then the third day we run 52 miles.
Not some half-hearted. This is a family program. So, but 26.2 miles. That's half. Or, you know, that's
a start.
Yeah, that's a start. So the wall. The wall at the marathon is 20. What's the wall in the 54-mile run?
Because you're in a coma by day 3 anyways. It doesn't matter.
I can't even fathom. it.
It's mental. It really is, and people laugh at that. But the mental aspect that I use physically, that's applicable to staying sober, to being a good father, to improving my education, improving myself in a holistic, balanced way. It's the same concept. I just use the physical things I get to travel the world, I meet great people,
Yeah.
and it's a marketing tool.
Yeah, yeah. And
But it's a
now-
good life.
And this is your career now.
Yes, I'm a licensed professional counselor. I went back to school and got a master's in counseling, and this is my life. It's my calling, it's my purpose, and I'm honored to be doing this.
Well, and that's, I'm just going to go ahead and just plug a couple of these books, Todd. All right, help us out here if we can.
You're grabbing, what do you have?
What I have here, There's More Than One Way to Get to Cleveland, and Cindy, our director, go ahead, I'm going to do my best here to have you. Okay, so I'm just going to just pop it up here, and then that's More Than One Way to Cure Your Addiction, and
True.
then Racing for Recovery, the kind of the namesake of what this is all about.
The first book, From Addict to Ironman, is basically my story of addiction and how I turned this around into a program of serving others. And the second book, There's More Than One Way to Get to Cleveland, is from basically a counseling perspective, and then also 10 success stories of people who have utilized Racing for Recovery. And then our recent documentary, Running with Demons, is just an example of what can be achieved in sobriety.
Congratulations on all you've done. I want to invite people to take part or watch this triathlon, duathlon in Maumee Bay. We've got the full screen. If we can pop that up, Cindy, and say, okay, thank you. And tell us about this event, Maumee Bay State Park, coming up.
June 15th is the 9th annual Racing for Recovery Triathlon. You can get a team together and come out and do it. There's a plethora of distances that are available. And then this October 26th, we have our 13th annual 5K run walk as well. So a couple events to choose from to get active and promote a healthy message.
Racingforrecovery.com. Todd Crandall, pleasure. Thank you, man.
Thank you so much.
All right, best to you on this Mother's Day. We're going to come back in just a minute. Conklin and Company continues right after this.